Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here with us on this Monday morning, getting ready to start a great week in the Florida Panhandle Outdoors, one of the most beautiful places in America. Looking at our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and hard-working group up there working on our everyday comfort needs. High today going to be 80, actually 91, and low will be 68. So that's quite a variance right there. A lot of times it's a lot smaller. Water temperature at the end of the pier is like 86 degrees. Pretty steady for the last week or so. Last 10 days it's been right around 85, 86. Monday moon phase. We like to talk about the moon every Monday because it's important to outdoorsmen. New moon tonight. So we're going to start waxing up the rest of this week and have a full moon in about 2 weeks. And it's going to be a cool full moon. It'll be the full moon of October. So all kind of exciting things will be going on the next 2 weeks here in the outdoors. Take a look at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. One word, how about neap? Neap tide today, not much movement at all. And in fact, the rest of the week until about Thursday or Friday, we won't have any tidal flow. The wind right now will be coming out of north-northeast at about 8 to 9. So we just keep eye on the weather and see what's going on and be able to adjust to what the weather makes us do. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Got some cool pictures to show you. Let's get started with this one right here from Taylor McGuffin. Not a bad way to start college football Saturday with a limit of doves. Good job, Taylor McGuffin. So I know there were some good shoots this past Saturday. I know we had all kinds of good stuff going on as far as outdoor stuff. I've got them sort of scattered out in here. We'll get started. And dove season, people want to know how long it's going to go. Right here, folks. Dove season going to October the 16th. So you have about a month. It's a good time of year. A lot of times those second, third shoots are really good because the dove have been sort of scattered around and move around a lot. So, all right, now coming up too, I've mentioned this last week, the National Deer Association, this branch, a local branch, the Panhandle Branch Banquet, it's going to be Thursday, October 6th at 6 p.m. at the Shaddai Shriners Temple, and banquet flyer. So anyway, look online and all. National Deer Association, a good time will be had by all, I'm sure. Let's see. I've gotten all. Here's the contact. That's Rick. He's just a local guy. But Jimmy Higgins, right there in the center. Jimmy and Tanya, 867-8053, and there's the ticket sales right there. Okay. Thank y'all for putting that on. Now also, we always talk about something big here. The 13th annual Men's Wild Beast Feast is going to be Tuesday, October 11th. That's a little bit away, but we're going to make sure. I don't know who the speaker is going to be this year, but it'll be coming up soon. Okay. So also, I tell you what's coming up soon. This is going to be a fun day. I've got this. David Krumknocker sent this Fall Bay Day celebration. This is the St. Joseph Bay Preserve. I went to this last year, okay? It's really neat, all the things they do. If it rains, they'll do it the next week. And they tour the preserve and has a low country shrimp boil, all kind of cool stuff going on right there at the Bay Preserve right there on 30A, okay? Thank you for sending that to me, Deb. Okay, this is you want to feel good on a Monday morning. Remember last week we were talking about getting the raising money because of the Pine Log Church needed a new roof. Okay, this is from Larry. Good morning, Winston. The fish fry was a big success, and an awful lot of people showed up because of Panhandle Outdoors. Thank you so much for your support. Everyone wants to tell you thanks. I'll send you some pictures in a few days. I said, that's great. I love good news like this. And this is, we're talking about getting the word out, doing good things, and their roof had been damaged for a while, and they were able to have that big fish fry and barbecue. And I know, I'm glad you folks on that side of the viewing area over there. Some people went here from town and drove out there, and it's all for a good cause. So thank you, Larry Brown, for initiating that. Let's jump down here from Pine Log down to St. Joe Bay. Richard Scoop Jackson he threw his net, first throw, okay, I have two away to some people have given 2 away, so I'm hoping they're not full of worms. This time of year, you worry about black drum and the fish having worms and all. So anyway, he got them, and then he cleaned them up, and they had no worms. So I know Scoop had a good time with those. Okay, Bill Roxby, hey Winston, my new hunting camp motto for those cold mornings. We can all identify with that. Don't give up on your dreams. Keep sleeping. Hey, on occasion, these mornings is a rainy morning, a really cold morning. You just want to sort of roll over. So, Bill, I know exactly where you're coming from on that right there. This is sort of funny. Christy Wickley and her husband. I won't read the whole thing, but basically, her husband actually went out in the water and on an opening duck season, a short weekend, and he actually retrieved the ducks they shot. Now that is a good husband. I want y'all to use this example right here. So here we go. He got the ducks. He had to swim out there. And it's good he can do it in September because it'll be cold in January, but I'd love to see stories like that. Okay? And I'm going to talk a little bit later. I'm going to show this later. We'll talk about that. But talking about the sea urchins, and one of the things we're going to be doing in St. Joe Bay pretty soon will be having Sea Urchin Day, where we'll go out and collect the sea urchins and take them to the FWC site there at the boat ramp in St. Joe. And the reason we want to remove the sea urchins, the reason they're saying is that they're eating all the grass. And what I want to do in this picture here, in fact, I spent a good amount of time last night trying to find what's the size of a sea urchin mouth. I've never seen their mouth. So I looked them up last night, and there are a couple of different kinds of sea urchins, but I just don't see how much grass they can eat. But obviously, according to our researchers, they're eating the grass in St. Joe Bay. So what they're going to do, from my understanding, FWC will collect those sea urchins, and they're going to take them in a boat and move them to deeper water. And I'm thinking, if the sea urchins are eating grass and they get in deep water and don't find any grass, would they not swim back up there to a grassy area and start eating it again? There are a lot of unanswered questions, and I would love to talk to one of the researchers and see their thinking and their research on it, because I just can't picture a sea urchin mouth, but obviously they must have to have a digestive system and all that in that area. So it'll be interesting. So maybe one of the FWC folks are watching, and maybe they can send a researcher to share some things with us on the sea urchins while we're going to move them and when we're going to do it. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Normally this time of year, we're always looking for the hunter safety classes and where they're being held and what to do. The class itself now is taken online, but I was trying to find out where the shooting ranges were. So I've gone to the FWC web. I want to share this with you, how you try to find this information. So they have a website. It's up here. So what it is, I'm going to show you right now. They have actually 6 pages. Okay, first page is Commission Meeting in Miami, September 28th. The second page here, it moves on to Living with Alligators. Okay, the third page they talk about, it comes up, it is Manatee Unusual Mortality Event. Okay, number 4, boating safety, that's very important. Number 5 is going to be something that new redfish regulations effective September 1st. Okay, and then number 6, of course, the be prepared for hurricane season. So what I want to do, so up here, where you type in right here. So I'm going to put hunter. I'm going to type in hunter safety classes. Okay, and then I'm going to put search. So it gave me the result, and I'm going to show you basically this is what you can do. Hunter safety offered in 5 counties. Internet completion, I don't see anything locally. I'll keep on going down. FWC News, safety cards. It's sort of hard to find this stuff. It really is. There's one of those, of course, there in Jefferson County. Let's see, hunter safety. I'm gonna punch in right here, FWC News, right here. Let's see what this does for us right here. That takes us to, look at there, all kind of. See, that's not going to help any. So let's go back. Okay, let's go right here, hunter safety. We're in 3 counties. And 3 counties are Alachua, Baker, and Dixie. Okay, so like I say, it's a challenge. It'd be a lot easier to have one of them come on there and just come on here and just tell us. But anyway, so I'll try to find out. I know they're having one in Gulf County. I did hear about having one in Gulf County and one also in let's see, I want to say Walton County, as far as the instructor being there on the shooting range. So we'll try to find it out. But anyway, if you're looking for information, just go type in FWC and go to the website, and good luck trying to find things. I've spent a lot of time trying to find individual things. It's sort of challenging. So anyway, now let's jump into something fun. We're talking about throwing a cast net this time of year, and Frank Ansley, one of my former students, called me a week or 2 ago and said, "Coach, will you show me again how to do it?" Frank can throw a net. He said it's just complicated now, forgetting how to do it. So Darian Parker, I want you to call Frank and tell him to watch this on YouTube. This is a little 5, maybe 6 minute, just how to throw the cast net this time of year. It's a real simple process. We've taught thousands of people, mainly teenagers, how to do it, and it's just really simple. It's something that once you get the hang of it, it's just a lot of fun to do. Not only catch mullet, but you can catch bait fish in different ways and different size nets and all. So Jeff, let's roll this for about 6 minutes. Okay, on how to throw a cast net or how to cast a net. Now let me preface this demonstration by first saying there are all kind of ways you can do it. If your grandpa showed you this or Uncle Joe showed you that, by all means do it that way. I'm basing mine on my teaching experience and teaching thousands of kids how to do this, and the simplest and easiest way for them to learn. I worked on all kind of ways and all, but this just turned out really good for the kids when they tried it. So this is a method I'm going to teach you. Okay. First of all, we'll keep them in 5-gallon buckets. We kept all our nets in 5-gallon buckets. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is make it up. Okay, so now always put that on your wrist to make sure it's on there, because they do slip off. So people always ask, what size loop do you make when you start looping it? It doesn't really matter, just whatever you're comfortable with when you're just looping up the rope. Okay, so now you get at the top. Now, a couple of basic things here. This is a horn, okay? By the way, this is a handmade net by the one and only Bill McNeil, the St. Andrew Bay net maker from old school. I think he still makes some. If he does, you better get one. That's all I got to say. You got a good net here. You got the swivel. Now you want this swivel to not be down in the neck. You want it up here, out of it. Okay, so it's going to be right there. So you're going to grab it with your left hand. So I got everything in my left hand. Okay, then let me kick the bucket. Gail's waiting for me to kick the bucket. Okay, so you're going to hold it out, and now you're going to hold it out in front of you, and you're going to go down, basically, and notice how I go down about a little bit below my waist right here, and I'm going to make one loop. And it's going to be according to the size of the net. If it's a big net, you might make 2 loops, okay? Once I do that, I'm going to hold it up, and on the lead line, okay, I'm going to find it halfway to the lead line, which will be about right here. I'm going to put this over my shoulder. I'll get enough back here that's going to stay. All right, now, the next step, you put your right leg out, okay, and then you come up underneath the net, and you can what I call scoop it, come up underneath the net, go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about, basically you're getting about half the net. Usually 3 to 4 scoops, you got half the net. And then with that open hand, come up by your right leg and grab the part that you put over there on the right side of your leg, okay? Now what you're gonna do, okay, now I'm gonna rotate back, I'm gonna swivel my shoulders back, sort of hold it out from me. I just cast it like this. It's a simple cast. It's very simple. Okay. Now practice doing it in the yard. This is what I do. I used to have a lot of pine trees before Hurricane Michael. I always get pine needles in it, but I don't worry about that anymore. All my pine trees are gone. So bring it back up, and when you pick it back up, always sort of make sure everything's coming in level. Okay. Make sure everything's level and not tangled up any. You just hold it up. Okay, you do have a little pine needles in, but that's not gonna hurt anything. So, and then now, so practice over and over. Don't wear yourself out doing it. And then after you practice, go out the next day and do it again at a different angle. I don't want to get too complicated, but you can adjust your own throw according to the size of net you have. So you and your net are sort of a bond as to what you're going to do. This is a fairly heavy net. I've got a light net over here, and I have to really put a lot of oomph into it to get it spread out because it's a lot bigger net. So all different nets and all. So anyway, I hope this helps you. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to walk down to my dock and throw it off the water, okay? Okay, I'm going to walk out on the dock and just throw it one time just to sort of show you a longer version of it. But now I cannot walk very far out of my dock. If you look, it took a beating from Hurricane Sally, which was Category 2 over in the Alabama state line. That shows how much effect it can have. I lost a lot of boards. I got to redo my dock, so I'm gonna wait till maybe after Christmas. But I sure do miss it. But I can't walk that very far. Now when you finish, of course, you're going to wash it off good, but you want to hang it up. You don't throw it back in the bucket. I got old nail here. You just want to hang it up so it'll dry out. Okay, the wind coming, it's pretty windy today, so it's going to dry out pretty good. So let it dry out, and that's how you take care of it. Okay, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. Take your time, just practice in your yard. And the only bad thing about doing it this time of year, the pine straw a lot of times would fall, but I don't have any trees left. The wind, the storm, Michael blew down all my pine trees, so I don't have any pine needles in my yard, so I can practice. So I guess it was a blessing in disguise to get all the pine trees blown down. But anyway, like I say, just practice throwing, and it's always a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it. I'm going to definitely do it. Starting soon, I'm going to be doing it. One of the things, last week I was going to show you the top 10 surf fishing spots here for the fall here in the Panhandle, and I got started on it and ran out of time. I'll tell you how to finish up. So I've got about 3 or 4 pictures. I got the first, okay, here, okay, I've got here, first one I'll show you. We just started on the west end, working our way down, and so we showed these, and then we came in here. This is about where we stopped last time. So this is, again, surf fishing right there. St. Andrews State Park is great surf fishing. It really is. And even if you get a boat on that side, it's good there. And then the next one I put in was going to be off the, this is, I guess, my ground zero. This is interesting to me because this is cut, that's the state park, the cut is still there. Google Earth, what was that, 4 years ago? But anyway, all along through it here, different places here on the Cape, on the peninsula, okay? The next one I put in, if you get a chance right here, Indian Pass, you can drive down the Indian Pass and then walk down anywhere through here. The whole area right there is good surf fishing. But what you have here, you have all those fish coming out of St. Vincent, or the Sound, out of Apalachicola Bay. They're coming out right there at Indian Pass. And that's a good time of year, especially flounder fishing. Now, I've always wanted to do surf fish at St. Vincent. I've never done it, but I would like to do that because nothing is just a cool place to go. And I haven't been there the last couple of years, so I just love going to that place. All right, next place I'm going to show you, for surf fishing here. And again, St. George Island, and we'll talk about this, come across the bridge. And actually, this is public land right here, right there in the center of the screen. You can fish out, but it's pretty crowded. And all down through here is crowded with houses. But there's some public walkways down through this area that you can go early in the morning. Mainly, I tell people just go down to the state park area right through here at the state park and just fish down in that area on the surf. Ned Maxwell comes all the way down from Chattahoochee to go there. Okay, and then the place here, the last place, if you can get out on Dog Island, that's some great fishing right there. Again, you can put a boat in, you can drive across the boat, put it in right there, and just walk across there. Great fishing at Dog Island if you have a boat there. Okay, and that was it right there. And then right on that point right there, the big sharks, really big sharks. Okay, I've run out of time. Real big sharks. Okay, thank y'all for watching the show. We have neat tides today, so don't worry about bait fishing, but you can do something good for your fellow man today. Give them a call and see what you can do for them. You have a great day. Enjoy the Florida Panhandle, our beautiful outdoors. God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.